The chief guest has arrived. I request you all to stand up and greet him. Please be seated.
A very good morning to one and all present here.
Members of stage committee to escort the guests to the dais. Dr. Raj K. Manchand, Dr. N. Ramkrishna Reddy sir, Shri Mahesh N. Athani sir, and Dr. Arun V. Huli sir. Thank you. ಕರುನಾಡಿನ ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ.
A grand welcome to you all to the historical cities like Badami Cave Temples, Mahakuta Temples, Pattadakallu, Ahiholle, Kudala Sangama, and the hydroelectric project of India, the Lal Bahadur Shastri Dam, popularly known as Almatti.
This function, Dr. Raj K. Manchanda, Director of Ayush, Government of NCT of New Delhi, Presiding Officer, Shri Mahesh N. Athani, Honorary Secretary, B.V.V. Sangha, Bagalkot, Chief Guest, Dr. N. Ramkrishna Reddy, Registrar Evaluation, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bengaluru, Respected Shri Mallikarjun S. Sasnoor, Chairman, Governing Council, BVVS Homoeopathic Medical College, Bagalkot, Respected Dr. Arun V. Huli, Principal, BVVS Homeopathic Medical College and Organizing Chairman, GLOBULE,
and PG Scholar, B.V. Sanghas, BVVS, Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Bagalkot, to our very first GLOBULE BVVS National Homeopathic Conference 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are organizing a mega knowledge gathering, the jewel of success in the crown of our institution. We wish to share this pride with all our well-wishers institutions for their generous support. A big round of applause for all the support.
The theme, different approaches in practice of homeopathy and homeopathy for masses, in its first impression may seem like we are sidelining homeopathic principles, but this is not so. The law of similia will always be the guiding law for the practice of homeopathy. Here, we will be learning different ways of reaching the simillimum in a short time so that we can cater homeopathy to masses and meet the increasing demand for homeopathy in the community. Once again, I, Dr. Nidhi of Homeopathic Materia Medica,
And I, Dr. Milindiyam Belgaonkar, Professor and HOD Department of Physiology of this conference, wholeheartedly welcome you all. Our traditions and culture have taught us that there is only one, the Anadi Ananta, the one who has no beginning and no end, the one who is the cause, the driving force of what has happened, what is happening, and what is yet to happen, the Almighty, the King of Crusaders.
ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ನಾಶಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ನೀಡು ಶ್ರೀವರದಾಯಕ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಪೂಜಿಪೆ ಅನುದಿನ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಪೂಜಿಪೆ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾವನಗೊಳಿಸು ಈ ಶಾಂತಿಧಾಮ ಪಾವನಗೊಳಿಸು ಈ ಶಾಂತಿಧಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರಾನೇ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಗಂಗಾಧರ ಸುತ ಚಂದ್ರಸುಗೊಳಿಸು ಶ್ರೀ ಶುಭಕಾರಕ ಮಂಗಳಗೊಳಿಸು ಶ್ರೀ ಶುಭಕಾರಕ ಭವಸಾಗರವನು ದಾಟಲು ಭವಸಾಗರವನು ದಾಟಲು ಅನುದಿನ ಸಾಧನವೇ ತವ ತಾರಕ ನಾಮ ಸಾಧನವೇ ತವ ತಾರಕ ನಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯ ನಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ.
Thank you, my dear students. Expressing sincere gratitude to the people who reciprocated to our invitation with equal affection and kindness.
This mega and distinguished personalities, and on behalf of whole homeopathic fraternity, let us express a deep sense of gratitude to today's guests and participants. Now, we request Dr. Rekha Kognur, Assistant Professor, Department of Organon of Medicine and Homeopathic Philosophy, to officially welcome you all.
Every day is a chance to begin again. Don't positive thoughts and expectations. Good morning, namaste, hello and adab. Very warm greeting to each and everyone. It gives me tremendous contentment to be presenting the welcome the most esteemed personalities. It's gratifying to look around and see so many familiar faces. It's so pleasing to us. Myself, Dr. Rekha Kognur, I would like to welcome inaugurator, chief guest, principal sir, governing council chairman sir, member of B.V.V.S Sangha, chairman of subcommittee, and all the dignitaries of the dais, delegates from various states like Maharashtra, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, my dear students, teaching and non-teaching faculty, press and media person, I welcome you all. I express my heartfelt gratitude to you all. Without your presence, event would have been impossible. I welcome to this mega event, Globe in Globule, BVVS National Homeopathic Conference 2023. Flowers always make people feel great, better, happier. They are sunshine, food, and medicine for the soul. Flowers are our ways to express gratitude and respect. I would like to request Dr. Fatima Balsingh ma'am to florally welcome Dr. Raj K. Manchanda sir, Director of Ayush, Government of NCT, New Delhi. Council, B.V.V.S Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Bagalkot. Me to present bouquet to enthusiastic, inspirational, dynamic, and organizing chairman of this event and backbone of the B.V.V.S Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, none other than their beloved principal, Dr. Arun V. Huli sir. Thank you, ma'am. I ensure the seminar will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present here. Once again, I welcome all for the B.V.V.S National Homeopathic Conference 2023. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Rekha. Ladies and gentlemen, divine light emanated from the principal source in a physical body on 10th of April 1755 to become Master Samuel Hahnemann, who taught the world the science and art of medicine and gave directions to annihilate the miasma, the poison, to save future generations from innumerable sufferings. The divine light left the physical body on 2nd of July 1843, not in vain, but after accomplishments larger than life itself.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And one such leader is our master, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann.
Let us pray and pay homage to that divine light by symbolically lighting the lamp and offering flowers.
Now, we request Dr. Raj K. Manchanda, our esteemed guest, to inaugurate the national conference by revealing the bust of Father of Homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. We request other dignitaries to accompany for the lamp lighting ceremony and for offering flowers to the Master.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदं शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमो
Thank you, dignitaries.
त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदम्
The idea of organizing a national homeopathy conference in just the 5th year of establishment our institution seemed too premature for everyone among the staff and also our colleagues elsewhere, except for one man, Dr. Arun V. Huli, Principal, BVVS Homeopathic Medical Conference.
Being a leader of great caliber, go-getter attitude, and proactive nature, he emanated his great determination into final shape, and here intellectuals.
A very warm good morning to you all. Dignitaries on the dais, inaugurator of B.V.V.S. National Homeopathic Conference 2020, Dr. Raj K. Manchanda, Director of Ayush, Government of New Delhi. Chief guest of the today's function, respected our Honorary Secretary, Sri Mahesh N. Athani sir, and our beloved Governing Council Chairman, Sri Mallikarjun S. Sasnur sir, members of the Sangha, other dignitaries, special invitees, resource persons, and delegates. I feel very privileged to be hosting our first BVVS National Homeopathic Conference in a very short span of establishing our institution, BVVS Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Bagalkot. We begin our journey in the year 2019, and today I believe that we have made our own identity in the field of education and our services towards the society. We, as an institution, firmly believe in the importance of education and are striving to impart excellent education to our students. Further, we also strongly believe in the ideology that exchange of knowledge plays a key role in the development of a system and its stakeholders. So creating platforms where experienced homeopaths share their knowledge with other homeopaths and students is essential to keep the torch of homeopathy lit, lighting our ambition and raising our hopes for greater success in the future. So here we are taking this ideology and organizing our first GLOBULE BVVS National Homeopathic Conference 2023. As the principal of this institution and organizing a chairman of this conference, I wish to convey my sincere thanks to everyone present here, and to participate in a paper presentation and a poster presentation. We have made a parallel arrangement for the paper presentation and a poster presentation in Atria Hall, with an idea to give an opportunity to the PhD scholars, PGs, and UG students, and especially to a maximum number of teachers, so that it adds to their profile and also helps them in their increments at their serving institution. I am happy that many have taken a participation in presentations. And I feel sorry for those who could not take part due to time constraints. Ladies and gentlemen, we have taken utmost care while preparing the souvenir. Souvenir itself means a remembrance. We have included all those people who have been a part of this journey. It's going to be a memoir of our journey together. And I believe that whenever you all will go through this souvenir, it will show you the glimpse of our journey and the day we begin to the present day of a conference. We have tried to thank everyone associated with us by giving you all a gratitude which you all sincerely deserve. Now, I request the respected dignitaries on the dais to release the souvenir of GLOBULE BVVS National Homeopathic Conference 2023. Sir, please. Thank you all. Finally, at a conclusion, I state that we reach our goals only with the help of others. So here, I soulfully thank each and everyone present to those who have blessed us. Our college remains grateful for the generosity and the trust of our chairman, Dr. Veeranna C. Charantimat sir, our honorary secretary, Sri Mahesh N. Athani sir, our governing council chairman, Sri Mallikarjun S. Sasnur sir, members of the governing council, chairmen of the subcommittees of our Sangha, members of the education of our faculty, and all the supportive staff, and finally, wholeheartedly, I express my sincere gratitude
Relentless efforts, dedicated action, and consistent love for his work and duty has made him what he is today. He is an inspiration to all of us, inspiration to achieve excellence in all our endeavors. It would really be great luck to hear from such a personality. So now we call upon Dr. of New Delhi, respected inaugurator of this conference, for the inaugural and keynote address.
First of all, good morning to all of you, and I'm really indeed thankful to the BVVS Sangha, this trust, for giving me this honor and to be here this morning for the inauguration of this national seminar. I also acknowledge the presence of all the dignitaries on the dais, especially our chief guest, Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy from Rajiv Gandhi University, Shri Mahesh and Athani, and our chairman, Sir Mallikarjunji, and the principal of this institution, Dr. Arun. I also welcome and acknowledge the presence of management of their principals, their faculty, PG students, and eminent practitioners, my colleague, Dr. Veera Brahmachari, who was with me at CCH for a number of years, Deputy Director of Karnataka State, Dr. Ashwath, and many other dignitaries, those who are here. Friends, when I got this invitation and thereafter I got theme of this national conference, so I thought, let me deliver keynote address with the help of small presentation, highlighting the current situation, global situation of homeopathic practice, education, and the challenges we are facing, and how the institutions like this institution, especially run by a very dedicated trust, in a very, very integrated manner, can contribute not only at the level of state, national, but at global level. So with this thing in mind, I thought, let me give small presentation. So let me start. I will be talking about the global trends in homeopathic practice, education, and the challenges. So, friends, एक बार जरा चेक कर लें आप, please. Fine. So, if we do broad analysis of the current practicing trends in homeopathy, how people are practicing. People are practicing as a purist and classical. People are practicing with multiple medicines, self-made protocols. People are practicing with combinations, patents, using sometime individual medicine along with combinations. And there is a considerable number of people where they are medical doctors, they are using homeopathy as an value addition to their practice, and vice versa. So let me analyze each aspect of it. When we talk of classical and purist, what they do? They prescribe single remedy in a single dose on the constitution of patient rather than a specific disease, and they prefer LM doses if they have to repeat, or low potencies if they have to repeat. Such practitioners never use or advocate combinations available in the market. They often label them as unreliable, wrong way of practice that may cause suppression. Such doctors are very successful and known for their miracles in practice because they often cure very difficult cases in their practice, and they often present these cases in many of our national seminars at district levels, and we have heard many such miraculous cures of autoimmune diseases, cancers, and many other difficult diseases, where normal practitioner don't even dream of treating such cases in their practice as a routine manner. But I'm going to talk to you about the positive aspects and the limitations of all such techniques. But their results are not easily reproducible by an average doctor. Such physicians at times fail to recognize the worsening of the disease as they give less focus on disease diagnosis. They give more focus on patient diagnosis, prescribing, selection, and prognosis according to the modern biomedicine, and they focus more on philosophy. Invariably, such physicians have less critical thinking, and even at times I have seen develop hatred, subtle hatred about others, those who don't practice according to their techniques. So due to this practice, what has happened over a period of time in homeopathy, that there are very few clinical trials for which we are often accused of. But there are handful of moderate to quality case reports and case studies. It is difficult to do that kind of clinical trials that is demanded by the modern biomedicine according to those techniques. But there are about, I can say, quite number of, majority of chunk are the practitioners, average practitioners. Those who are not so classical and pure, but they do also give sometimes single medicine, but are treating patient with their own experience gained over a period of time. They prescribe single medicines. They do sometimes 2 medicines in their alternation, at times more than 2, and their medicine sometimes along with biochemics, according to their own clinic's protocol. Spot such people, such homeopathic doctors, institutionally qualified and are practicing on these techniques and have their own. Such practitioners seldom discuss their experiences among their colleagues or juniors and are often secretive. This is the problem. They often shy away and have fear of being exposed, ridiculed, or may engulf controversies from purists and from that classical and from the association. Now the 5 people will stand, they will start accusing me that I have given 2 medicine, 3 medicine. I don't know whether one acted, all acted, I don't know, but my patient got well. But I'm very happy sitting somewhere corner here and listening to all the purists and taking note of that, and I'll go back to my clinic and use those techniques, but will not share my experience. As a result, their experiences are never scrutinized by independent thinking and are buried with them. With few exceptions, like Banerjee protocols you have seen Dr. Kopikar's book, you have seen Dr. Diwan Harishchand's books, Micro Globules Mega Results, because these people have dared to share their own experiences of clinical practice and have published. Now, there are about 10% use patent as supportive medicine. When well-selected remedy they are not able to find out, they try combinations with objective to give immediate relief and gain time to select one, more accurate remedy. Certain physicians primarily practice with combinations either developed by them or commercial combination available in the hands. They are very few, 5% you can say. And their focus is on relieving patients' agony, not cure. They believe that cure will happen automatically if the patient continue long-term treatment with them. They will select one or the other and the patient will be better. And you will surprised to know that their patients are indeed very happy because they get full bag of medicines and some homeopathic medicines also, and some or the other is acting, and they themselves are not sure, but things are happening and patients are happy. Then comes about 30%, you can say, at global level I am now talking about. They are the medical doctors using homeopathy as value addition, or vice versa, where homeopathic doctors are using allopathic drugs wherever they feel and they are uncomfortable. And they are also quite considerable number. I would like to say, on an estimation, there is no research like of thing, but around 30% people are like that. Now, Hahnemann used a very derogatory term for them. For this variation, this kind of practitioners as mongrel sect. Those were not genuine, what he said, those were not genuine homeopaths, were of inferior or a dubious act of mixing allopathic medicine with homeopathy, way of treating suffering individual. And interestingly, this is legal in many countries, but is not legal in India. Now the world is talking about integrative health. Now, that was the time Hahnemann. Hahnemann himself was an allopathic doctor, and he could discover homeopathy. So what I feel, to push homeopathy, and so that homeopathy should be able to break the barriers, he used this derogatory word, mongrel sect. But in this integrative word, it is not that easy also to grow and work in silos. So the word is now talking about integrative care, but its definition is loosely defined. The objective of this is to provide high quality health care to public by incorporating best in all systems. The existing silo-based health system is required to be converted to integrated plural health system. This is the model which is still being, everyone is doing to research that model. And the institutions like this institution, where on one side you have biomedicine, high quality, postgraduate and graduate level of education, Ayurvedic education, and now you have homeopathy as well for the last 5 years. So these are the institutions, they are going to develop the new model for the world. So friends, the question is why people practice like this? That entirely depends upon the knowledge, attitude, and belief of the patient, and mainly how he has been trained in practice. Who has given them training, from where he has got that inspiration to be a homeopath and to practice homeopathy, and how he is practicing. So this all depends upon that. But let us look at education across the globe. And about this, before I go there, I would like to talk about Mary Parker Follett. She was a management guru of 1868 to, it is not 1968, it is 1868 to 1933. What she said, unity, not uniformity, must be our aim. We attain unity only through variety. Differences must be integrated, not annihilated, not absorbed. We need not to kill one system to ensure that the other system thrive. So what does it mean exactly is, Follett advocated the principle of what she termed as integration, or non-coercive power sharing based on the use of her concept of power with rather than power over. Follett contributed greatly to the win-win philosophy, coining the term in her work with group. So friends, this integrative medicine that is going to come, and everyone is aspiring, WHO is working by creating countries like Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, in European countries, Russian countries, university level education is also just like a postgraduate diploma to the existing medical doctors. There we don't have direct medical homeopathic doctors. They have to be medical doctors, and then they do postgraduate diploma. And there are certain associations they are distributing by giving few hourly training on homeopathy. But there are many countries where hourly based curriculum is there. During internship, during practical sessions, people are giving training to about homeopathy. And this is, similar things are now happening in India as well, when the National Medical Council has now given directions to all the medical colleges to incorporate Ayush systems and give information about Ayush systems in the form of credits in their curriculum. Because in Delhi, I got requests from all the allopathic medical colleges as Director Ayush that please suggest a curriculum and small module which we can sensitize to all MBBS students, those who are doing in Delhi. But friends, there are many countries from Australia to Costa Rica to many, many countries where still we don't have formal homeopathic education. But homeopathic drugs are recognized there. People are practicing homeopathy. And these are all areas where homeopathic universities and homeopathic medical education system of India has lot of possibilities and lot of opportunities. I would rather say global opportunities in homeopathy. Let us look at what WHO report says about homeopathy. This report was released in 2019, where they gave the national framework about different traditional and complementary medicines. And this report tells us that homeopathy is among first 4 traditional systems practiced in the world. After acupuncture, herbal medicine, and indigenous traditional medicines, homeopathy is there in 100 countries practiced. And these 100 countries are spread across the globe in all the continents. So as a result, in this emerging healthcare scenario, where there's a public demand, increasing public demand of homeopathy, because public, like especially after COVID, people are looking at possibilities where the drugs do not affect on the immunity, rather enrich the immunity of the patients. So there comes perspective which just try immunity for treating any day in UK, France, Germany, Austria, Brazil, and USA, Switzerland. It has been found that most of the people, those who are using homeopathy, are very highly qualified. Lower rug people are very happy with the conventional, but the high-end people are looking at the people homeopathy as their first choice. This is the reason that despite a lot of skepticism, commotion, and a lot of this system is surviving in Europe. And another, people are quite unhappy with the significant suffering caused by some medicine and diagnostic procedures. So public does not want government also to interfere in their decision making. So there comes a system like homeopathy to thrive. So treatment of the whole person, the holistic approach of homeopathy is appreciated by average patient. And at the same time, pool of evidence on homeopathy, though not big enough, yet is definitely indicative of scientific footing. Lot of research is happening in homeopathy as well. So there's a total paradox situation. On one hand, there are forces at global level. They're trying to push homeopathy and are projecting it as the system for 21st century, which can easily be integrable, which can easily be growing and can be the next big thing in the world. But the everyday newer challenges of biomedicine, like you have to necessarily do high quality, not only randomized control trial, but high quality, unbiased, with lot of commas. So that kind of paradoxical situation is happening across the globe. And the way forward is link education with research. Institutions should focus on high quality research oriented education. Routine books that we normally teach are good enough, but are not absolute. We need to see the research situations, how these can be remodeled. Institutions should promote multidisciplinary research. Evidence-based medicine in homeopathy should be taught in greater detail in our medical schools. And teaching should focus on critical thinking. I must tell you, there is a huge demand. But we have to design our courses, we have to design and find out that kind of possibilities. So what is needed is, so far our practice is based on tradition, authority, trial and error. We have to shift this to research-based practice. And for that, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy has developed series of 3 publications that is known as Standard Treatment Guidelines in Homeopathy. What we did, we identified common diseases which any average physician see in their clinic. And 3 publications have come. These are available online, I think, also. And so here, we have tried to give diagnostic features, prognostic features, and how we can treat, to what extent we can treat, to what extent research has already been taken place, and where our new PG student, postgraduate, PhD student should focus in that very disease. So these treatment guidelines are disease-based treatment guidelines. In other words, you can say, can be the modern homeopathic therapeutic guidelines. And these guidelines were inspired by my publication. I would just like to share my personal story that might be little inspiring to some of you. That when I was senior resident at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, I met one conventional doctor. He was Dr. Ramji Gupta. So people often say that, Dr. Manchanda, your thinking is sometimes different than most of the people we meet in homeopathy. Why it is so? So I was analyzing why it is so. Because when I was during my formative year, on one hand, my one hair was always plugged by this man, Dr. Ramji Gupta, the #1 college of India. And he was teaching dermatology in our institution. So he was always after me. On the other hand, my principal, Dr. D.P. Rastogi, he himself was a classical, purist kind of practitioner, and he was always pumping that thing in me. Then at home, my father was also a classical and purist homeopath, and he was following Dr. M.L. Sehgal's approach of practicing homeopathy only on mental symptoms. So I was learning mental symptoms also at the same time. And with all these kind of things, and at the same time, I was in touch with the senior doctor, K.S. Bakshi, Dr. Bakshi's father. So when I used to meet him, he said, look, I have made some combinations for dermatology cases, for locomotor diseases. For this, I give this medicine plus one good indicated medicine. So all these things shaped my thinking. And while I was teaching dermatology at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College for about 20 years, one day Dr. Ramji Gupta asked students, from where you are studying dermatology? They said, okay, sir, this is Douglas. When was this published? 60 years back. This is Allen Skin. When was it published? 80 years back. He called me. Look, you are teaching students with these medicines, what you are doing for the last 20 years. Here, working with me. Every day you see 200 patients. Shun all these medicine and create a new book. And this is how this book was created. This book is just 200 and this book is just and then I created this much big book on dermatology. He deleted everything and just created just 235. He was my mentor in this, and last year he passed away. So it's an unfortunate situation, but this is how we have to shape future of our students like this. And now I would like to introduce you one or two global issues. One is this People's Declaration of Traditional Complementary and Integrative Healthcare. As you all know that WHO strategy of TCIH is going to be completed in 2023. Now people are looking, what next by the WHO? So it's a global movement. I am also part of it, where all TCIH, homeopathy is just one drop in that TCIH thing, you know. Just one drop. Are signing a petition where we are talking of marker folate policy that let everything coexist and find their own way of, and WHO and special negative forces should not influence TCIH. So I request all the institutions, those who are here, go to the website tcih.org, sign with your institution, send logo, all those things will appear at global level. It will be good if some of the institutions from India also are signing this petition, even faculty members and students, they all can sign these kind of petitions. And these petitions are very important nowadays in this digital world. So we are very happy in projecting ourselves on our Facebook, LinkedIn, and all those things. But these are the global contribution, even if we spend 1 minute on these. And another association which I would like to and you might be knowing also, which is normally known as Liga. But it is actually LMHI. It is Liga Medicorum Homeopathic Internationalis. Now, this association is having members all over the globe, in all the continents. And this association is in existence for the last 100 years. But from India, we are having a handful of members. They always go to these conferences, rest of the people are not even aware. So I was finding why you are not aware. It's very difficult to get member, and how to get member, what is the fee? I will tell you my share. During 80s, I was student at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, and Dr. Diwan Harishchand was the main person who was handling this association in India. I met him. Look, sir, I want to become member. He said, okay, give me 50 rupees, you will be the member. Just 50 rupees, because my salary at that point was 450 rupees, but it's okay. I gave 50 rupees, he gave one certificate. I thought, okay, this is how it is membership. That was the time. But now these things are available online. Anybody can be. And this organization has possibility, just with $100, to be an associate member, a technical associate member in any medical college, any medical association. So far, they have IHP and HAMAI, but there can be any medical association can be member. It's not necessary that only these two members have to be there. So I request, be part of this global movement, wherever, to the Twitters, so that Instagram, and so that you are aware what is happening at global level. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share this. Thank you. And in my next presentation, I'll share more technical.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we request Dr. Jayalakshmi Patil to introduce Dr. Raj K. Manchanda. We also humbly request Shri Mahesh N. Athani, Honorary Secretary BVV Sangha and Presiding Officer of today's function, to felicitate Dr. Raj K. Manchanda.
Government of New Delhi and Secretary for Information and Communication, Liga Medicorum Homeopathica International. Sir has distinguished experience of about 40 years as a clinician, researcher, teacher, health administrator, and worked as Director General at Central Council for Research in Homeopathy and Ministry of Ayush, Government of India from 2012 to 2019. He has provided a supportive supervision as Principal Investigator, Co-Principal Investigator to 30 clinical, 22 fundamental and 40 verification, 20 drug proving studies and public health programs. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. We are really fortunate to have Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy, Registrar Evaluation, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore, as the chief guest of this function. The role played by him at university is commendable, and only a man of his resilience can withstand the hardships of the position chaired by him. Sir, thank you for joining us, and we request you to address this event and guide us.
Good morning to everyone. Respected Director of Ayush, Government of India, New Delhi, Dr. Raj K. Manchand, and Chairman of the B.V.V.S. Sangha and popular MLA, Dr. Veeranna Charantimat. I think sir is busy schedule, he has stuck up in some function. The guest of honor of today, Dr. Ramji Singh, sir is also absent, and the Senate members of our Rajiv Gandhi University, the Secretary of B.V.V.S. Sangha, Sri Mahesh N. Athani, Chairman of GC, Sri Mallikarjuna Sasnur, the Principal Arun V. Udi, and Organizing Secretary of this conference, this Milind MB, and all the teaching, non-teaching staff of the B.V.V.S. Sangha Homeopathy Medical College, and all the other managements of the Homeopathy Medical College, principal staff of the other homeopathy medical colleges of the across the country, the other dignitaries of this function, like it is a sangama of other faculty also. From medical side, sir is there, Mallapur sir also there. It is a sangama, nursing side is also there. First of all, I welcome you all for this Globe in Globule, a national homeopathic conference conducted at the remote area of the Karnataka, the B.V.V.S. Sangha institutions. Now the Bagalkot is the medical hub because B.V.V.S. Sangha runs medical, dental, Ayurveda, homeopathy, pharmacy, nursing, allied science, physiotherapy courses. I must say it is all because of dedicated and visionary leader of our popular MLA, Charanti Mat sir. I think around 17 homeopathic medical colleges under in the Karnataka all are affiliated to the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. And BVVS Sangha Homeopathic Medical College is flourishing these days. Within a span of 5 years, the college is able to conduct or organize a national conference. Is a very excellent. I think it is all because of the support from the management and in this area. Homeopathy is a medical system based on the belief that the body can cure itself. Actually, whatever the medicines we are taking, all toxic-free drugs, minimal toxic compared to other system of the treatment. Those who are practice it choose tiny amounts of the natural substances like plants and minerals. They believe these stimulate the healing process in the body. Homeopaths believe that physical disease often is a mental and emotional components. So a homeopathic diagnosis includes physical symptoms, current emotional and psychological state, and the person's constitution. It claims to stimulate the body's own healing response to the disease using specially prepared, highly diluted preparations. Homeopaths say they aim to treat the whole person, taking into account personality, lifestyle, and heredity factors as well as the history of the disease. Very important to know about the principles of the homeopathy. Those are the fundamental laws of homeopathy: single remedy for multiple complaints, individualization, long-term results, order of healing, the minimum dose. During COVID-19 pandemic, the homeopathic medicine, arsenic albums, and other medicines were popular and helped to the many people. The theme for this conference is the different approaches in the practice of homeopathy and homeopathy for masses. Today, I think the eminence of our regular process and also our results we are announcing within 24 hours of your practical examinations. None of the university, entire nation, they are not delivering. They are taking 2 months, 3 months. But within 24 hours, your last practical day, we are announcing the results. And also same time, we are issuing the mass cards to all the students within 15 days of this result publication. And moreover, even our convocation process is also very effective. Even less than 100 certificates are pending for the last year, that is the 2022 convocation certificates for out of 43,000 graduates. Only less than 100 are pending. In this way, the university is supporting all the students, and even university is giving the student research grant, faculty research grant, many other benefits to the faculty as well as the students. I congratulate the organizing chairman, Dr. Uli, for organizing such a unique conference in this remote area. I wish all very best and for the entire staff. I wholeheartedly thank the organizers for inviting me this conference. Thank you, and thank you one and for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now we request Dr. Jayalakshmi Patel to introduce Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy, College and Hospital, to felicitate Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy.
Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy, the Register Evaluation of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. Has completed MD in Community Medicine from Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. He has 21 years of teaching experience in the Department of Community Medicine at Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute, Bangalore. Sir, as MCI Inspector and Team Coordinator, he inspected various colleges of undergraduate and postgraduate courses. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Jayalakshmi, and thank you all the dignitaries. We have to work hard till we develop a system, and later the system works for us. With this watchword, a man took charge of the BVV Sangha and has now developed it to an extent that it has more than 162 institutions in all disciplines such as medical, dental, Ayurveda, homeopathy, nursing, physiotherapy, science, arts, commerce, etc. This visionary man is Dr. Viranna C. Charantimat, MLA, Bagalkot, Chairman of B.V.V.S. Sangha.
We are really fortunate that our chairman sir is backed up by efficient men like Shri Mahesh N. Athni, Honorary Secretary of BVV Sangha. He is a wealthy man with a humble heart, great nature and great administrative skills. We are grateful for such a remarkable person who has always worked dedicatedly and exclusively for the benefit of our Sangha. Now we request Shri Mahesh N. Athni, Honorary Secretary, BVV Sangha, for the presidential address.
डॉक्टर राज के मानचंदा जी, आपने होम्योपैथी के बारे में इतनी कम समय में ज़्यादा आइडिया एंड दे दिया। बहुत बहुत मैं तो चेयरमैन की तरफ से बीवी संघ की तरफ से मैं तो बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ आपको। Dignitaries on the dais, inaugurator of B.V.V.S. National Homeopathic Conference 2023, Dr. Raj K. Manachanda, Director of Ayush, New Delhi. Chief guest of today's function, Dr. N. Ramakrishna Reddy, Register Evaluation, Rajiv Gandhi University, Bangalore. And Chairman Governing Council, B.V.V.S. Homeopathic Medical College, Sri Mallikarjun S. Hasnur. Members of B.V.V.S. Sangha, special invitees, principals, staff, and various institutions, resource persons, and delegates of this national conference and media persons. I am extremely happy to be the presiding officer of the inaugural function of B.V.V.S. National Homeopathy Conference 2023. I am glad to say that this institution of our Sangha has taken a big leap in its budding years and made us proud. I congratulate Dr. Arun V. Holi and his team and wish them great success. Basaveshwara Veerashaiva Vidyavartaka Sangha took birth with the blessings of Sri Biluru Gurubasava Mahaswamiji for propagation of knowledge, and I am happy to that such an event is by Homeopathy College. I feel delighted to see such overwhelming response by other homeopathic institutions of Karnataka. It is, but striving to bring good name to homeopathic is in your hands. So I sincerely appeal all of you.
Thank you, sir. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone present here is worthy of consideration, and our sincere thanks for joining hands with us for this venture. And we request Dr. Ravi S. Kotenavar, Professor and HOD, Department of Surgery, to propose vote of thanks.
Good morning and warm greetings to all. I, Professor Dr. Ravi, allowed to propose vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. This is a momentous day in our BVS history as we are hosting our first Globe in Globe BVS National Homeopathy Conference 2023 in Bagalkot. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Raj K. Manchanda, Director Ayush, Government of New Delhi, for accepting our invitation and being here with us today. Your thoughts have truly inspired us and made this day wonderful and success. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to our Chief Dr. Ramkrishna Reddy, sir, Registrar Evaluation, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bengaluru, for gracing the occasion. Despite of his busy schedule, we are very much thankful to you, sir, for your inspiring word. Thank you, sir. I also extend my warm regards to Sri Maheshan Athani, sir, Honorary Secretary, BVVS Sangha, for your constant support and guidance. We thank you, sir. I also extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to Sri Mallikarjun S. Tasnur, sir, Chairman, Governing Council Committee, BVS Homeopathic Medical College, Bagalkot, and Dr. Arun Huli, sir, Principal, BVS Homeopathic Medical College, Bagalkot, and Organizing Chairman of this conference. An event of this magnitude cannot happen overnight. The wheel started rolling months ago, it requiring a great planning and bird's eye detail. We have been fortunate enough for the guidance of these two dynamic persons for support of this function. Thank you, GC Chairman, sir, and my principal, sir. I would like to propose sincere thanks to all respected speakers, head of various institutions, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science Senate members, newly elected members of Karnataka Board of Homeopathic System of Medicine, invitees, delegates from different states of India, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Goa, Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, Kerala, Northeastern state, and PG and PhD scholars. Digital and print media friends, special thanks to head and staff of our sister concerned institution, respected members of B.V.V.S. Sangha and our college governing council members, teaching and non-teaching staff, and my dear student, for being present at this inaugural function. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Milind Belgaonkar and Nidhi Belgaonkar couples for conducting the inauguration ceremony very neatly. Finally, I would like to thank each and everyone for being here part of this function. Thank you and all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, Dr. Kottanava, sir. Our national anthem is not just a song, but a serene emotion that binds us together with a diverse land, languages, and cultures. We request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
भाग्य विदाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Here we conclude the function. Thank you for being with us. Let us have a tea break of just 10 minutes and let's gather back into the auditorium for the sessions. Delegates, please hurry up, have your tea and gather within 10 minutes.
Creating facilities or equipment or training of our
impurities for the use in manufacturing. Extra neutral alcohol from reputed distilleries, transported in stainless steel containers, is employed in the manufacture of mother tincture and dilutions. Gas liquid chromatography tests detect any impurities to be removed.
Homeopathy is the wonder science, with all the attributes of holistic, individualistic treatment in the most gentle way. Homeopathy, medicine of the 21st century, based on immutable and infallible laws of nature, is recognized worldwide to cure naturally. Vaccine, synonymous with homeopathy, was conceptualized 40 years back. The dream of a father met the realities by his son, a visionary leader, educationist and entrepreneur, Dr. S.P.S. Bakshi. With a vision of quality manufacturing of homeopathic medicines, an inspiring tale of passion, dedication, commitment and willingness to serve the society, starting its journey with homeopathy shampoo brand Sunny. Today, Vaccine brand in homeopathic industry has blossomed into a conglomerate of competent pharmaceutical industry, chain of clinics, educational institute.
Vaccine is about because we are very quality conscious. Vaccine is the only company in India of Indian origin which has attained these heights. We are number one in the country at the moment as Indian manufacturer. The quality difference is that all our products have been clinically tried on millions of patients before being marketed in the country. I am very confident if we propagate homeopathy in the right manner, homeopathy will become one day the science of masses.
Vaccine Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Private Limited has 3 state-of-the-art functional units, 2 in Himachal, an environment-friendly locale of Himalayan foothills, and 1 at Roorkee, Uttarakhand. Each unit meets international quality standards and are GMP and ISO 9001-2015 certified. We import herbs from the countries of their original habitat to avail maximum benefits of the active principles in their natural biological forms. Medicines are also prepared from animal sources as well as chemicals conforming to pharmacopoeial standards. In order to maintain their therapeutically active components, they are kept well sealed under optimum storage conditions. We use extra neutral alcohol ENA, which is one of the best analytically as well as organoleptically for expressing the active constituents. ENA is completely free from impurities like aldehydes, ketones and fuselol. We import pharmacopoeial grade HMS lactose for all our tablet preparations, which has superior consistency, purity and clarity, thus ensuring uniformity of tablets. This also helps in quick dissolution and thus better action of remedies. We have 4 DM plant for a wide range of applications. In addition, for sterilization, we also have a system of passing the DM water through UV treatment. Besides, Vaccine has in-house fire extinguishing systems as per fire safety norms.
We have a multitude of products at Vaccine which not only includes homeopathic medicines, but even cosmetics and nutraceutical products. And it is our endeavor to ensure that we have foolproof quality without an added extra cost. Each our process within the quality division includes not only physicochemical testing, but even spectroscopic and definitely chromatographic techniques, including high-end instrumentation like UV, HPLC, GC, and even IR. Each process, including the purchase of raw material, as well as manufacturing and quality testing, includes stringent documentation at every step, and there are definite software mandatory check parameters so that the final end product does not have any flaws before it reaches out to our valued customer.
Vaccine's range of product includes various pharmaceutical dosage forms such as tablets, liquid orals, ophthalmic preparations, ointments, gels, as well as cosmeceutical, skin, hair and oral care range, apart from nutritional supplements. Mother tinctures are prepared through maceration and percolation as per pharmacopoeial standards. Accurate estimation of moisture content is done by use of electronic infrared moisture analyzer. This mass is then macerated for 14 to 28 days with daily stirring to maximize exposure of the plant material to the menstruum. Thereafter, the liquid is decanted from the plant material and the latter is pressed with hydraulic press to extract all menstruum. Finally, the liquid is filtered through SS microscope filters of 20 microns and 10 microns consecutively to yield the tincture. Natural color of mother tinctures is preserved by highly standardized methods. The final product is then tested as regards its color, odor, pH, total solids and alcohol content to meet the required specifications. Once manufactured, the tincture is stored in neutral glass bottles in a temperature-controlled environment protected from light. All dilutions are made from chemicals of pharma-grade quality available in India, and few rare back potencies are imported to prepare fresh potencies at Baxen. Dilutions are made from pharmacopoeia-grade mother tinctures exclusively manufactured at Baxen. Keeping abreast with the latest in high-precision technology, Baxen has incorporated the use of automatic potentizer with SS316 contact parts to ensure standardized dynamization of higher potencies with digital control. The packing of potencies is done strictly under laminar airflow. All back potencies are stored in a dehumidified area. For our tablet range, manufacturing is done in AHU-controlled classified area. Tablets are made through back potencies prepared in speed-controlled SS triturators, followed by wet granulation to achieve the desired grain size. Granules are dried through flame-proof fluid bed dryer at a desirable temperature, which is then passed through multi-mill to break the lumps, and consequently lubrication is accomplished in blenders of various sizes through lubricating agents to give the tablet sheen and disintegrating agents to help break up the ingredients. Lubricated granules are then compressed to achieve the desired tablet size and thickness. Compressed tablets dissolve almost instantly in the saliva of mouth, facilitating sublingual absorption. Tablets are available in a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and surface markings. Finally, tablets are coated in case of nutritional food supplements, but left uncoated for homeopathic medicines. The tablets are subjected to tests for ash value, disintegration time, hardness, friability, assay, where applicable, besides microbiological testing before being packed. Packaging of tablets is done through automatic online filling and labeling machines before being marketed to end user. For manufacturing an oral liquid dosage form, the requisite amount of active ingredients and excipients are taken and mixed in a clean mixer through homogenizers. Color and flavor are added in the end by mixing of base with actives, which is then passed through filter press and thereafter air handling units to avoid cross-contamination, in addition to air conditioning with 0.3 micron filtration. Separate double-skin AHUs are there for washing, sterilization, buffer zone, and air blocks. Dispensing of materials is under an SS reverse laminar flow of class 100 to overcome even infinitesimal chances of particulate contamination. Finished preparations are tested before being packed. At Baxen, manufacturing of ointments is taken up with the help of homogenizers and planetary mixers through fully automatic plant. After extensive testing, bulk is transferred to filling machines for automated packing and then marketed. Baxen has further trapped the goodness of herbs and phytochemicals in the form of its extensive range of cosmeceuticals. Creams are manufactured through industrial planetary mixers besides hair oil and shampoos, where necessary actives and preservatives are mixed through SS stirrers and then filtered. They're then subjected to extensive testing before being packed through automated machines and then marketed.
The acceptance of homeopathy as such has taken a tremendous leap. This is due to the publicity by the government of India and the improvement in the lifestyle of people by taking homeopathic medicines. Baxen has a dealer network of around 600 distributors, small to medium and large ones. Presently we are exporting to South Asian countries. We are also venturing into export into European countries. Apart from these two segments, we are also entering into e-business, e-commerce business to make sure that we reach the end customer wherever they are located in this country.
Baxen also has to its credit first of its kind homeopathic medical college at Lush Green Institutional Area of Greater Noida. It is a NAB certified institute. It has well-equipped laboratories, library and lecture theatres with audiovisual aids, hostel accommodation and experienced faculty. The college has the state-of-the-art hospital with all the required departments and an efficient IPD facility too.
Baxen's Homeopathic Center for Allergy is an extension of Baxen's group in the field of treatment services. With an extremely high success rate in treatment of allergies, Baxen has treated over 1 million patients.
Baxen has been continuously striving for consistent quality and has left no stone unturned in giving high-end products for the masses, thus making it a much accepted and unparalleled brand. Baxen's Homeopathy, striving for a healthier community with passion.
Parker Phytolab. Since close to a century, Parker Phytolab has been a pioneer in developing world-class products that have been fulfilling the growing needs of the pharmaceutical sector.
Going forward towards the Bhargav Phytolab vision, we encourage population to take the natural products with a demand. As well as we have got our online team which is promoting the product and educating the customers worldwide.
When it comes to production, Bhargav Phytolab's capacities are unmatched. The operations run through a fully functional, automated, state-of-art, independent production unit. The manufacturing facility in Bhiwadi holds the largest production capacity in Asia in its own capacity. Spread over 120,000 square feet, the facility is equipped to produce 900,000 tablets, 80,000 units of liquid orals, 25,000 external preparations, and 25,000 pounds of mother tincture, all in one single shift. Global certifications from FSRN Health Canada, Ministry of Health UAE, GMP Malawi and Philippines, and site manufacturing certificates from Qatar and Sudan indicate Bhargav Phytolab's ability for compliance to different health authorities. At Bhargav Phytolab, you get quality that is sure for every cure. All our products have to pass through rigorous testing, temperature, humidity, and controls of different ISO clean room classes of 10,000 and 100,000 before they reach the customer. When you have a gamut of 3,000 plus products and a goal to reach out to each and every one, there will be no barriers to stop our progress. Bhargav Phytolab is proud to be made in India for the world, with footprints all across the world, with a strong presence in over 30 countries within Latin America, Southeast Asia, CIS countries, Canada, South Africa, Asian and European countries. Bhargav Phytolab is all geared up to expand its horizons and operations to even more countries in years ahead. When we proudly claim of our quality as one of the best, we don't say it alone. Bhargav Phytolab has been proudly recognized by the industry for its work, its passion and commitment. A strong vision gears you up to reach your goal, no matter what may come. The company's managing director, Mr. Bhargav, shares his vision and the road ahead for Bhargav Phytolab.
Vision is to care for life. A vision remains a dream until you give it shape and turn into a reality. Bhargava Phytolab aims to transform the current mindset and perception about homeopathy by utilizing nature's resources and latest technological developments to promote good health. 10 years down the line, I envision Bhargava Phytolab to be number one healthcare provider across the globe in our segment.
ಭಾರತದ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿಕ್ ಔಷಧ ತಯಾರಿಕಾ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಆದ ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಪಯಣದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಠಿಣ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ, ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು ಅಡಗಿರುತ್ತವೆ. ನಾನೀಗ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ನ ವಿಶ್ವ ದರ್ಜೆಯ ಮೂಲ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳ ಪದದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆದೊಯ್ಯುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದು ನಾವು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶಿಸಬಲ್ಲ ಪಯಣವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧತೆಯೇ ಜೀವನ ಮಾರ್ಗವಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿಕ್ ಔಷಧಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯುತ್ಕೃಷ್ಟ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ಪಾದಿಸಲು ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಶುದ್ಧತೆಯನ್ನು ಖಾತ್ರಿಪಡಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಶುದ್ಧತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾತೊರೆಯುವಿಕೆಯು ಯಾವುದೇ ಹಾನಿಕಾರಕ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರುವ ಔಷಧಗಳನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸಲು ಉತ್ತಮ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಉತ್ತಮ ವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಜೀವವು ಬೆಲೆಬಾಳುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬುದು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತ ಮತ್ತು ಕೀಟಾಣುರಹಿತ ಹೈ ಎಂಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಲು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮಗೊಳಿಸಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ವೃತ್ತಿಪರವಾಗಿ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸಗೊಳಿಸಲಾದ ಏರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ HVAC-ನೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆವರಣವು ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಖಚಿತಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದು ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶುಚಿತ್ವದ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸಲು ಅಗತ್ಯವಿರುವ ಗಾಳಿಯ ಹರಿವುಗಳು, ಕೋಣೆಯ ಒತ್ತಡ, ತಾಪಮಾನ, ಆರ್ದ್ರತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಫಿಲ್ಟರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಖಚಿತಪಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ.
Hello. The arrangements for tea is done just besides the stalls.
ನಮ್ಮ ಶುಚಿಗೊಳಿಸುವ ಆಡಳಿತದ ಅತ್ಯಗತ್ಯ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ
Arrangement for tea is made just besides the stalls.
ಯಾವುದೇ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ಕ್ವಾರಂಟೈನ್ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಬೂತ್ ಮೂಲಕ ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಮಾದರಿಯನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮಾದರಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣಾ ತಂಡಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಗಾಯಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಗೆ ಕಚ್ಚಾ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ವಿತರಿಸಲು ಡಿಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಬೂತ್ಗೆ ಕಳುಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ವಿಧಾನವು ಮಾದರಿಯ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಣಗಳು ತಯಾರಿಕಾ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಗಾಳಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಿಶ್ರಣವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಖಾತ್ರಿಪಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಗೆ ಕರೆದೊಯ್ಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿತ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಲೇಬಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ.
ಹಲೋ 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 ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹಲೋ.
ಟ್ರಿಚುರೇಷನ್, ಗ್ರ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅಂತಹ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕ ವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಮಾತ್ರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸುವ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಸಂಯೋಜಿತ ಮಾದರಿ ವಿಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ.
ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ.
ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಹಲವಾರು ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿಕ್ ಔಷಧ ಘಟಕಗಳನ್ನು ನಾಶಪಡಿಸುವುದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೇರವಾದ ಹೀಟ್ ಬಳಸದೇ ಇರುವ ಏಕೈಕ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ವೆನ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜರ್ನ ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ಬಳಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ವಯಂಚಾಲಿತ ಕೈಸ್ಪರ್ಶರಹಿತವಾದ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯರಹಿತ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲೇಬಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ.
ಹಲೋ 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 I request all the delegates to come inside the hall. Prill. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ವೀರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚಾರಿ ಒಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಔಷಧ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಲು ಬಾಟಲಿ ತೊಳೆಯುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟೈರಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ನಿರ್ಣಾಯಕ ಹಂತಗಳಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಅಡ್ವೆನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಲು ಮತ್ತು ಔಷಧವನ್ನು ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಲು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಮುನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಗಾಜಿನ ಬಾಟಲಿಯನ್ನು ತೊಳೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟೈರಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯರಹಿತ ಔಷಧವನ್ನು ಖಾತ್ರಿಪಡಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದ ನಮ್ಮ ಮದರ್ ಟಿಂಚರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸುವ ಸಮಯ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ. ಗಿಡಮೂಲಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಖರವಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿಕಲ್, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕಲ್ ಪಾತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಸಕ್ರಿಯ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದ ಕುರಿತು ಜಾಗೃತವಾಗಿರುವ ಕಂಪನಿಯಾಗಿ ಮದರ್ ಟಿಂಚರ್ಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗರೂಕರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಎಂಬುದು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಸಸ್ಯಾಧಾರಿತ ಮದರ್ ಟಿಂಚರ್ಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕೀಟಾಧಾರಿತ ಮದರ್ ಟಿಂಚರ್ಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿ ನಿಗದಿಪಡಿಸಲಾದ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಏಕೈಕ ಕಂಪನಿ ನಾವಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪಥಿಕ್ ಔಷಧಿಗಳ ಅವಿಭಾಜ್ಯ ಅಂಗಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗಳ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಗೆ ಯಂತ್ರೋಪಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸದಿರಲು ನಾವು ಹಾನೆಮಾನಿಯನ್ ವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯವು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಸಮಗ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ನಾಶಪಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಯಾರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಲ್ಯಾಮಿನಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಸಿಗಳನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಲೈನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ವಿಭಾಗವಾಗಿದೆ.
on homeopathy in dermatology. So now I request Dr. Raj K. Manchanda sir on the stage. Please give a big round of applause to Dr. Raj K. Manchanda sir. Yes, sir. So you can take the charge.
So good afternoon now. Friends, in the morning session, I could share my thought on the current situation of homeopathy, what are the policy intake, and what strategic thinking we should have. Now, as in my morning session, I told you my journey. My journey before becoming assistant director at Government of Delhi in 1991, way back in 1991, I was senior resident at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College. First, I passed out from Nehru Homeopathic Medical College. Thereafter, I was senior resident there for about 3 years, and then for 6 years, I was with Central Council for Research in Homeopathy as a research officer, learning the concept of research of those areas, those time, like it was in 1990s. So during that time, I met Dr. Ramji Gupta, as I discussed with you in the morning, and he inspired me. Homeopathy, there is a need for specialization. You say, like there was always a perpetual fight. What homeopath needs? Do homeopath need to really diagnose? Because prescribing is possible even without diagnosis. So what is the right thing? Then in 1995, the next Congress happened when I was just assistant director with the government of Delhi. So I could get opportunity to meet national, international, many thought leaders of homeopathy and what is the situation. But I was mostly influenced by Dr. Ramji Gupta. So what we started doing at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, we booked one day that on that day we will only see patients of skin diseases. And I told all my students, because senior resident is usually the boss of everything in medical colleges. So I look, all skin patients should come here. On that day, you give medicine today and next day tell them to come there. So our challenge was first to learn the diagnosis, and in diagnosis we were helped by Dr. Ramji Gupta. So all those difficult cases we will keep for one day. He will come and he will say, okay, this is psoriasis, this is lichen planus, this is this, this is this, this. It was just. And within 1 or 2 years, our eyes were trained. We need not to take any history as regard diagnosis is concerned. Oh, this is fungal infection, this is this, this is that. Then came the challenge, what are those diseases where we can significantly contribute? And if we can contribute, how we can contribute? What are those medicines that can be effective in these diseases, and to what extent it can be effective? What should be the symptomatology on which we should prescribe? And today, I will be sharing with you my journey in managing psoriasis. At Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, that clinic is still going on. Our interns are still being given annually project of treating psoriasis. Every year, we get about more than 100 and 200 new cases, and we are having a long-term follow-up of many patients. Newer things coming up in homeopathic pharmacology. What are the new innovative products that are being introduced in other parts of the world, and how we can make use of this for being more accurate in our prescribing. So with this short introduction for next 40 minutes, I will be just guiding you with this, and this presentation and all these things will be available with the I have already given both the presentations to the organizers. Any one of you, those who want to make use of it, please take from them and use it, because I fully agree with you that it is difficult to remember and understand everything. So you need to visit later on also. So you can get these presentations from them. I will be covering primarily 3 things. Diagnosis of psoriasis. What are those diagnostic indications? What is homeopathic? Now, psoriasis has a characteristic lesion. It is a chronic, sharply demarcated, slightly raised, dry, erythematous, scaling plaque on extensor surface of the body. This is what defines psoriasis, classical psoriasis. And it is considered to be inherited as a autosomal dominant character with irregular penetration. Many times people ask that if anybody is having psoriasis in the family, how good it is to marry your daughter or to marry your son. There it comes that we can marry, because in psoriasis, though it is inherited, but possibility of getting anyone to the offspring is only 5 to 7%. So there's no problem. And it is found in more than one member of the family, in about 10 to 30% of the patient. The exact cause of disease is still not known. However, proliferation time of the epidermal cell from basal layer to outer surface of the skin is reduced from the normal 1 month to 2, 3 to 4 days. This is why there are so many scales. It is seen in both sexes. It is precipitated by trauma, injury, physical and chemical, electrical, any kind of injury can precipitate in those areas. Sometimes streptococcal infection can also precipitate psoriasis, especially guttate type of psoriasis. Then there are certain drugs, like lithium drugs. People, those who are depressed under bipolar disorders, they are taking lithium drugs for a long time. They are prone, people, those who are of rheumatoid arthritis and are taking anti-malarials, they are prone to get psoriasis. So, and there are certain psychological factors. The reason is why we need to know that if any patient is taking these drugs for some other disease and they come to you, we must know that these can be the possibilities. And now clinically, it has different types. The most important one is which we see often, is psoriasis vulgaris. This is where you will find classical lesions on the extensor parts of the body. Elbow, knee, sacral region, everywhere you can find. And lesions vary in shape and size. Some of them sometimes coalesce to form large gyrate and geographical areas on the body. And lesions may be completely asymptomatic. Some patient may have severe itching. So there can be no itching, there can be itching. So lesions get worse during winters and improve even without any medicine during summers. So it depends. And about 1% of the world population is suffering from this disease. And spontaneous remissions and relapses are well known in psoriasis. So even if you have given medicine, patient got well, it's not necessary it is because of medicine. It can be other factors. So we must know how to see whether the patient is better because of her medicines or not. So these are the lesions on scalp, where you will find well-defined scaly lesions. This is behind the ear. Here you will find on back, and this is on hands, where you will find well-defined patches with cracks on foot, on tongue. Psoriasis arthropathy. Psoriasis can have arthritis when distal interphalangeal joint is involved, whereas in rheumatoid arthritis, proximal interphalangeal joint is involved. And there are HLA positives and all those things are there. Nail is normally involved, where there will be pitting. Nail plate will be destroyed eventually, and there can be separation of nail plate from the nail bed. There can be oil spots. And then there is another type of psoriasis that is known as psoriasis, guttate psoriasis, which is a very acute form. It normally Then there is another severe type of psoriasis, pustular lesions. You will find superficial tiny pustules over the existing psoriatic lesions. So this thing can happen whenever there is an irritant dermatitis in a psoriasis. Sometimes people use this acid, that acid, so sometimes that leads to pustular kind of psoriasis. So it is also one of the very severe type of things. Then these are all patients. These are all patients from the college. This is a rheumatoid type of psoriasis where the skin lesions are very thick and crusty type of lesions, but not infective. Then another very important thing is known in psoriasis is Koebner phenomena, where lesions tend to develop at the site of injury. So that is known as Koebner phenomena. Like here, all pressure areas, and they are all vulnerable for psoriatic lesions. Then greatest test. In a classical lesions, when you remove those scales and remove the membrane, you will find spots. That is known as Auspitz sign, and this whole process is known as to differentiate psoriasis from lichen planus from other diseases. But when in doubt, even we can go for skin burr, petroleum, iris, thyroidium, CPI and all. And many other little less known medicines are there. But when you look at books of therapeutic, like Boric gives list of 46 remedies. Kent repertory gives a list of 49 remedies. Jar repertory gives 8 remedies. Clark gives 14 remedies. Many are common to each other. Allen's skin disease gives 19 remedies. Lilienthal gives 20. Douglas gives 26. And our book gives 45. So now I'll be sharing with you our very important first case, a very severe case of psoriasis. So this was a case which was published in Homeopathy way back in 2006. But this is a case of Retter's disease. Retter's disease, as you know, is having one of the lesions and rheumatoid psoriasis. Other things are conjunctivitis, urethritis, and diarrhea, all those things, and it is a fatal disease. So a very severe patient, about 35 years of old male, presented with severe joint pain and skin lesions of 6-month duration. He started lesions from the right knee joint, gradually involved left knee joint, then both ankles, subsequent another joint body, and he was having even temporomandibular joint was also involved during 2 months. So that was the time in early 80s. Steroids and all those drugs, methotrexate and all these things were appearing. These were not used on every case, were available but were not used in every case. So this fellow first visited All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, where he was given some analgesics and all those things, and then told, you come for admission because we would like to give you heavy doses of steroids, and this is what they known as pulse therapy. And Dr. Ramji Gupta, who was my co-author, was the person who invented this pulse therapy in psoriasis as well as in such kind of severe diseases like pemphigus vulgaris. And it is pulse therapy in allopathy is almost curative for these diseases. And he was coming here, so bed was not available there, so they shifted to Nehru Homeopathic Medical College for a temporary stopgap arrangement of about 15 days to 1 month. And we admitted and started treating. So in next 2 months, history reveals that he developed thick, heaped up, crusted lesions of about 1 to 2 centimeter size on abdomen. In next 3 months, started getting high fever and pain, burning, redness. So it was a classical case of Rhea's disease. There was even a history of alternate diarrhea and constipation and burning and micturition. But there was no history of extramarital sex. The patient was quite emaciated, poorly nourished, irritable, melancholic, all swollen joints, tender, deformed and restrictive movement was there. TLC was about 12,000 and ESR was about 150. And urine showed albumin, few pus cells and epithelial cells. There was no occult blood in the stool. So this was the patient, Ravi Prakash. These were the lesions. These were the lesions, rheumatoid psoriasis, thick, heaped up crust. He had all over body, even on genitals. So we started working up his case and we shortlisted lycopodium and nux vomica. Initially we gave lycopodium 3 doses based on predominating symptoms were disposition to frown. As I told you that I was working with Dr. Sagals using more mental symptoms in prescribing and this. So we just noted one facial expression, disposition to frown. His attitude was quite dictatorial, always was fighting with the wife and was angry from slightest contradictions. And his complaints moved from right to left. And seeing the evening aggravation of joint pains, fever, we started with lycopodium. There was no change, joint pains. Dr. Ramji Gupta said, look, he told us that, look, it is a very severe disease. Give us the highest medicine you have, because we give 100 milligram of steroids. And what you are doing? You are just giving small doses. Give highest dose. So whatever students were there, they said, okay, sir, we have 50 m in our ward. Let us give 50 m. So 50 m was given without giving 10 m. And in next 15 days, there was marked improvement in mental symptoms also, in that melancholia also, and in physical symptoms also. And even these lesions and everything started getting down and condition became 7 to 10 days, when next dose of next higher potency, then Medical College, so I started working there. So Dr. Ramji Gupta also joined there, and we were all working. So we one day thought, let us publish it. So we submitted this paper to British Homeopathic Journal for publication. That was the time there was no email, nothing, that kind of things were not available. And it is known for 10 years. But what we did, we got frustrated, and I started citing this case in all the seminars wherever I was going as a young doctor. Look, we have treated that. And we used to have video also, this man was talking, oh, I had this, and that kind of halla gulla we were doing we made a lot of noise about this case in next 10 years in many of the Dr. Sehgal seminars. Look, with disposition to frown, we could manage, but our case was not published. But this man, I spotted after 15 years, 10 to 15 years, in our OPD. I said, how are you? He said, I'm absolutely all right. I never had. Oh, we picked up that file again from the Almira and resubmitted the case. And then it was published. So there was no effect of what we noted, lessons what we learned, but there was no effect of lycopodium up to 1M potency. However, sign and symptoms started showing improvement during next 15 days with 50M potency of Nux vomica and almost cleared in 7 days with CM potency. So disappearance of sign and symptoms with high potency of Nux vomica in this present case, who was almost bedridden, suggests that high potency medication can be curative in chronic diseases, especially in autoimmune diseases. And this is the publication in British Homeopathic Journal in 2006. And this patient was treated somewhere in late 80s. So friends, what is important is now in homeopathic literature, at least we have one case of Rhetus disease treated like this. So we have strategy also, and we have drug also. In your case, you may have some other drug, but strategy is there that don't shy away in giving high potency. So this is the learning point. So moving ahead, in another paper was published that was in CCRH, Quarterly Journal in 1990. So all the work of Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, I submitted to CCRH. So two things happened. They published it, and they gave me job. Okay, he's the man in Nehru College. Oh, he's doing research. Oh, because that was the time CCRH was also growing organization. And what was the outcome of this was that we could find sulfur lycopodium calcarea carb. There is another paper that came from Europe where 45 physicians treated 82 adults over a period of 2 years. And what they found that under classical homeopathic treatment, patients with psoriasis improved in symptoms as well as in quality, were almost the same drugs which we were experimenting with at Nehru Homeopathic Medical College. And thereafter, we came across another paper that was published in Homeopathic Link in 2013. Even they had shown my tenure as Director General in 2019, and this was now published in 2022. This study was done meticulously in about 13, 14 centers, right starting from Assam, Tripura, Calcutta to many of the institutions. Now we were smart, we knew how to do qualitative analysis, so we used PASI score for the analysis of this, and we also used, and this is the PASI format, where you analyze meticulously effect on erythema, induration, thickening, and scaling, then how much area is involved. So it is a very research-oriented format that we filled up in each case. This is how we differentiate, score different lesions, and how they improve. All these things are meticulously recorded. Then there is another scale that is known as Psoriasis Disability Index, where there is a questionnaire. We ask certain questions from the patient to understand the disability due to psoriasis, and we mark up a number. We could treat about 566 cases 566 cases were enrolled, but Out of that were registered, but out of that only 384 cases were enrolled. Rest of the people said we don't want to get. Okay, should I reduce another 15 minutes? Okay, no worries. So how much time I have now? 10 minutes? Huh? Okay, so already 20 minutes are over, so let me try to finish it. No worries. So friends, few cases were for 1 year, the another cases were for 2 years, and about 15 cases we followed up for 3 years. And these were the different age groups, almost all age groups were there, duration, severity, all types of severe cases were there. And this is a published paper. What we could notice that the PASI score improved from 11 to 4 in first year. And in second year, both score, PDI and PASI improved in first year, and in second year, it also improved, but in certain cases there was recurrence and relapses, so it almost stayed, but there is a slight improvement is very slow and steady, and it is difficult to retain that patient. So if you are able to retain that patient, you will get more results. So these were the same medicines almost, and these were the another 17 medicines that were used, and these were the cases before and after. From different Kolkata unit, this is from West Bengal. And these are the medicine. 15 constitutional medicine we have shortlisted, 11 medicine that can be used for local symptoms, and Kali Salvi, you were treating the same medicine even after 30 years, everyone was doing the same. So recently we have published another paper. Rather, I was reviewing what is new things are happening. So I came into contact with certain medicines in homeopathy developed in Europe, and these are from the biologicals. And we did some review of this, already published by different pharma companies. What is this? You must be knowing about the signaling molecules, all these cytokine, interleukins. So these are the drugs, people have prepared medicines out of this and are using these. I'm not in a position to now explain because of the time, because these are the situations that these medicines are being used on homeopathic principles. These are the homeopathic principles. So we did this detailed review. It is also a published paper, you all can read. And here we identified about 200 papers, but we analyzed only 28 because of various reasons given in this publication. And out of these 28, there were 2 papers related to psoriasis. So these papers are low dose cytokines reduce oxidative stress in primary lesional fibroblast obtained from psoriatic patients. So what this fellow did, the conclusion of this is a basic research paper, where what they see that although further studies should be performed, the possible use of low-dose cytokines as a targeting treatment for psoriasis vulgaris can be suggested. So what I would like to say, that on one hand is phenomenology, where you manage symptoms, this and that. On the other hand, even those drugs work through pro-inflammatory markers and anti-inflammatory markers. What if we are able to identify the right kind of markers and we prepare medicine out of it? And this is what these people have done. And they have published another paper. They have published another paper, that successful combination for psoriasis with phototherapy and low-dose cytokines, a spontaneous retrospective observational study. Here also, they have shown that with interleukin-4, interleukin-10 and anti-interleukin-1 antibodies, they could contain psoriasis. So the statement is that time is right to move from purely phenomenological approach to more modern that involves phenomenology as well as pathophysiological reasoning to our prescribing. So, but I would just like to say that many times we say that we have treated psoriasis, but we might be treating pityriasis rosea, we might be treating lichen planus, but you need to differentiate these lesions. And like in tongue, this is psoriasis, this is lichen planus. And this is how in nails, psoriasis and lichen planus, you can differentiate. So concluding statement is focus on the diagnosis of every case being treated with homeopathy, prescribe on definitive indications of drug so that based on clinical experience, garbage or unreliable symptoms from the literature can be removed. Like out of 188 drugs, we have shortlisted 30 drugs. So when you have to treat psoriasis, first think of these 30 drugs or 45 drugs given in that book. Don't think of first another 140 drugs because you are likely to make some mistakes. So first focus on those and then move forward. Start treatment with low potencies and then go high as required according to the case. Because even when a patient got well with CM potency and we have given initially low potencies, we can see the cause and effect relationship. Otherwise, it is not possible to see cause and effect relationship. So give another very important thing is it is not necessary that you just give one dose and sleep over. Give adequate doses to justify the cure. And most importantly, stop running after miracles. It is not necessary that you are going to get miracle every day. But if there is a miracle, analyze rationally and publish it. So assessment, and another very important point is that assessment of the patient should be according to the diagnosis and natural history of the disease. And our recording should be without any bias. We should employ all things, like many times I have seen that we are having very whimsical, philosophical ideas that in this disease I will see jo patient khana chahta hai, whatever. So, and homeopathy should be open to publish success as well as failures, and we need to see how we can mainstream homeopathy with other systems of medicine. So friends, this is the course that we have introduced. I have realized that in many of our medical colleges, we do not have adequate information about the specialized care. Like in dermatology, patient has, and even our doctors do not have enough information of diagnosing, differentiating different lesions, and may not have adequate information about the different drugs that are being used in homeopathy, how to differentiate these drugs. So this is an online course. Whenever you feel like some of you can join it. And so this is the book we have already listened. Thank you very much for this. If there is any question, we'll be very happy to answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, on interesting case study on dermatology and for showing the scope of homeopathy in specializations like skin. So once again, I give a big round of applause to Dr. Raj K. Manchanda, sir. So now, it's a lunch time. It's almost 1:30. I request all the distinguished personalities and delegates to please proceed towards the dining hall and come back at sharp 2:30. Very soon, we are going to start our Dr. Shrikant Rao sir session. Thank you. Hello. I request all the delegates be there sharp at 2:30, 2:15. Please be there at 2:15. Okay. We'll start soon our Dr. Shrikant Rao sir session. Please hurry for lunch and come back soon. Please. to start our first session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dignitaries in the auditorium, learned gathering, ladies and gentlemen. I have been conferred by the organizing committee of BVVS National Homeopathic Conference to introduce two tallest personalities and giants in homeopathy. Palpitation to banta hai. Thoda bahut palpitation ho raha hai. But let me see that how far I am going to do my responsibility. Let me have a privilege to introduce first the chairperson of today's session. Presently, he is working as a principal, professor, and head of Department of Organ of Medicine and Homeopathic Philosophy at AGM Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Varur, Hubballi. Presently pursuing his PhD in Homeopathic Philosophy from Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth, Pune. He is a member of Board of Studies, PG Homeopathy, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. Member BOS, PG Homeopathy, Kerala University of Health Sciences, Thrissur. He was a former chairman, BOS, RGHS, Bangalore. Former member, Academic Council, RGHS, Bangalore. PG Guide, Examiner, Paper Setter, Paper Scrutinizer for Organon, RGHS, Bangalore. He is the examiner and paper setter for NTR University, Kerala University, KNR University, Vinayak Mission University, Maharashtra University, Goa University, Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth, and NIH Kolkata. Presently President of National Federation of Homeopathic Medical Colleges in India. He is a member, National Executive Committee, HAMAI, awardee of Karnataka Ratna Shri, Homeo Acharya, and Dr. Mahendra Singh Memorial Best Principal Award. I'm talking about Dr. Anand Kulkarni. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Dr. Anand Kulkarni. To tell about Dr. Anand Kulkarni, हैं दुनिया में सुखनवर means बोलने वाला, हैं दुनिया में सुखनवर और भी बहुत अच्छे, कहते हैं कि डॉक्टर आनंद का अंदाजी बयान कुछ और है. सुनेंगे उनको भी, but later on. But before that, let me introduce one more personality, the center of attraction of today's session. He was awarded gold medal for being university topper in BHMS. He is presently pursuing his PhD from Maharashtra University of Health Sciences. Sir has presented scientific papers in many seminars, conferences, and workshops all over. He is none other than Dr. Srikant Rao, K. Please welcome him. लोग उसे आंख भर के देखते हैं, सो इसके लेक्चर में कुछ देर ठहर के देखते हैं. सुना है बोले तो बातों से फूल झड़ते हैं, सुना है बोले तो बातों से फूल झड़ते हैं, ये बात है तो चलो बात करके देखते हैं. सर आपके हवाले. प्लीज.
Supposed to be started as a good morning session. We have now getting into afternoons. Now, after the wonderful introduction by Dr. It's very difficult to live up to his expectations. Hope I will at least not destroy the reputation that he has put or the standards that he put for me. So, friends, today we are going to talk about a very important topic. When I heard that this particular session is going to be attended by almost 500, but I am told that it is 800 plus students, interns, not more than that. It is more of students. Then I thought it would be pertinent to get back to my memory lane when I was a student, just like you, sitting somewhere in the back, are eager to learn something. कहीं कुछ न मिल जाए, कैसे शुरू करें, क्या करें, जिंदगी कैसी रहेगी, will I be able to survive? Do these people who are speaking बड़ी-बड़ी लंबे-लंबे बातें जो बोलते हैं यहाँ पर, इनका तो हो गया काम, they have done their job well and they are earning well. What would be my fate? How would I survive? What is the system that I would take? What kind of practice that I should make? Am I getting anything out of that? All those questions were burgeoning. So it's like, reliving all those memories for me. So then I thought I would take this particular topic for you, so that this was a state of mind for me when I started. And you know the topic very well. Which school of homeopathy should I take, right? But before we start, on why are you? Right. This is my favorite line whenever I start my lecture, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. But there is little difference here. Tamas to andhkar hota hai, but hamare yahan tamas nahi hota hai. We are totally dark. We are a little hazy. So the haziness is more because of the confusion. So instead of going from Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, we will go from confusion to clarity. Let the journey be from confusion to clarity. Not total darkness. After all, we are homeopaths. There is enough light that has been shared by Hanuman himself. But do you know how exactly this plays in the life of a homeopath? Let's see. Then I have to tell you the story. The story of a conscientious homeopath. Actually, I put the word neo-homeopath, but here I say some practitioners are also there. So I would thought every homeopath would go through these stages while he actually stands. कभी लड़खड़ाते, कभी गिरते, कभी उठते, कभी फिर से संभलते. Everybody, every homeopath has traveled his.
The journey that I am talking is more of personal, but later I found that the more number of people I talked to, the more number of people I interacted, I learned that सबकी कहानी लगभग ऐसी ही होती है. So I hope you would connect. Now, this is the beginning. Remember those, even though we will not do the grad ceremonies where we throw out all those hats up, कहीं ना कहीं celebration तो बनता है once we finish our BHMS. बोलते हैं ना सब मिलते याहू kind of, whatever be the reason, we have done something. Graduate तो बने हैं, BHMS तो बने हैं, so अभी doctor तो बनेंगे ही. So that was the beginning. And that too, when I passed out, they said, you are a very intelligent guy, man, so you have a gold medal, so go ahead. अब दुनिया जी ले तेरी जिंदगी kind of a stuff. So you are all parked up. You are all like, yes, I'm going to do this, I'll do that. But here, top of the world in the first year, once you finish off your BHMS and your internship is done, they call you a doctor and you are all raring to go. In that particular stage, it is all energy. It is all the technicism. People have shown the cases, we have learned, we have done quite a lot of study, and we think that we are going to rule the world now. अगला कार कौन सा ले लें? 6 महीने के बाद या 3 months के बाद? That was the kind of energy, but as they say, energy is a scalar. It doesn't have a direction. So when you have only energy without direction, there tend to be quite a lot of wastages. So we start. And then, this is another experience that most of my friends have shared. Their first case is always a success. Call it as a lucky first gamble, call it as whatever, that our first cases are generally the best. वो चाहे वो कोई injury से आए या बुखार से आए, or a cold that we have successfully treated for 1 week, it is generally deemed as success. And then case after case, small little cases, patients keep coming up and we feel the confidence is building up, and then suddenly one fellow comes and then you fumble at that particular time. Then you see what happened in this case. We really do not know. The clue is not there. The problem is, वही arsenic alb दिया था, पहले वाले को ठीक हो गया. Some chapel, chalo bhai, my favorite remedy is arsenic alb. I heard this n number of times from quite a lot of people. If somebody comes with asthma, you give arsenic alb. What do you do when arsenic alb fails? One of my friends used to say, give arsenic alb once again. Then what do you do when that also fails? Keep on giving arsenic alb until you succeed. Now these kind of things, when you start doing it and when they fail, you suddenly realize sab kuch thoda gadbad hai. Then somebody refers you a bigger case. I still remember my first case of pustular psoriasis. That fellow came with such horrible pustules all over the body, telling that, you know, you have treated that particular eruption in one boy, and I thought I would come to you, and he came to me, and we take the case, and we think this is the remedy. And after 1 week, he came, pustules all over the body, and then he tells, Doctor Sahab, abhi kya kare? Frankly, I didn't have any answer for me. I didn't know at that time. I'm talking about 2.5 decades back. So then you suddenly start realizing, ye kya ho raha hai? Why these failures and again, and you enter into a sort of, you know, this is another phase every homeopath goes through. It won't work here. People who are stuck in this particular stage suddenly shift their gears. 25% to 30% of my friends shifted to medical transcriptions, unfortunately, because they were unable to come out of that. People go into different professions. People start switch over. Ye kaam nahi karega yaar. There is no substance in homeopathy. Obviously, it doesn't work. So then you shift. But somebody who sticks on, this is some very important life's lesson that I would like to tell you for all those young budding homeopaths with full of energy, as I said, lot of scalar quantities, that you got to stick on. They say that in economic terms or in financial terms, they say म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करोगे तो रुकना पड़ेगा, होम्योपैथी में अगर इंटरेस्टेड है तो थोड़ी रुकना पड़ेगा. Once you stand a little bit, the results are stunning. So here from it won't work stage, now you question yourself what? You have to answer yourself, you have to find the answers. So I sought some help. Seniors come in very, very handily in these issues. So in Hyderabad, we have a very big college, so we had wonderful seniors, each senior having his own seniority. Matlab samajh rahe na, his own seniority in his own way. So I would go to senior number 1, he would say, Shrikant, tu ek kaam kar. You know, there has to be a tripod of medicines for every case. I said, tripod kya hota hai bhai? Tripod ye hota hai bhai, pehle tu na uska constitution nikal. As if, you know, I have to dig out something. Or tu na ek tissue salt pakad. If it is inflammation, take ferrum phos. Or if it is some bone related issue, take calcarea phos. Or if it is some muscle related issue, take magnesia phos. So kahin na kahin ek tissue nikal, ek constitution nikal, और एक mother tincture पक्का निकाल, हाँ? So this makes a tripod of study. So एक बार tripod दिया ना, खत्म, अभी तेरी जिंदगी settle. You will be getting all kinds of results. Okay, then I started doing that also. Maybe this is right. Then it didn't work out. So there is one other first person comes and tells me, now we are choosing some wonderful methods. Are you interested in? So before that I said, okay, theek hai, we will do some more thing. We will do a little bit more reading. This is where I understood that something that we all needed to read, we never read during the entire course of homeopathy. Do you know what is that subject? Koi baat nahi, zor se boliye. Exactly, organon. Now, organon isliye nahi padhte. There are number of reasons. I hold Hahnemann as a primary reason for, you know, why we don't read organon. Because this gentleman could have written in simple English. Utna bada scholar tha. सीधी language में बोल सकता था ना. इतना लंबे sentences. I'll show you an aphorism where once you start reading the first line, by the time you reach the last line, you actually forgot what he has written in the first line. We get connected so easily, isn't it? Organon to wo culprit hai hi. So, but we didn't read it. But after you are failing case by case, then you didn't have any other help anywhere. आपने वो try किया, आपने Bach flower try किया, आपने tissues try किया, mother tincture try किया, father tincture try किया, जो कुछ भी try करने था, सब कुछ try किया, कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. And you suddenly go to your professor's clinic, उसकी तो वहाँ पर लंबी लाइन लगी हुई है. Now you don't understand what to do. So this is the time where I went back and I started reading organon. Now it's very, very simple. जब आपके क्लिनिक में कोई न रहते, आपको आपके पास पूरी की पूरी, you know, time रहता है. Instead of getting, you know, very, very pessimistic about or very cynical about the system, I all want you to go back and try to read, because that's a very, very simple reason. Organon is your GPS and organon is your usual manual. So user manual, if you are not reading and you are trying to repair any particular thing, now you can understand what will happen, what would be the fate of that particular machine. So I did that also. And then I sought a lot of guidance also. So at that time, you know, a lot of people were offering guidance. Vitolkas was offering his guidance with the concept of essence. Vijayakar sir was offering his guidance. We were saying the right homeopathy, predictive homeopathy and all. And Shankaran was also coming up with his kind of homeopathy where he said delusions and sensations and everybody. So I went on to everybody. वो बोलते हैं ना मरता क्या नहीं करता. You have to somehow succeed and you bloody well have to understand the goddamn system. Otherwise it won't work. It is not working for me. Then you look at the confusion here. Now I just want you to place yourself in the center and look around yourself. कोई बोलता है मेरी तरफ आजा जबरदस्त सिस्टम है predictive. All my friends who attended Mahabaleshwar, they came back. I didn't know how much they understood Vijayakar, but they did one thing. They have opened all corporate clinics. उसके बाद से सब लोग चार्जिंग तो करना ज़्यादा करना शुरू किए, but how much they have understood his lecture, how much they have transformed their prescription. When I went back and saw, again it was the same old kind of prescription. The only difference was the clinic was more posh. Then I asked, what did you learn? Then he said, वो levels वाली बात होती है, तू समझेगा नहीं. जब तक तू आके हमारे साथ नहीं बैठेगा, तू समझेगा नहीं. Then he said, I went to their classes regularly. And then somebody said, sensation is one of the wonderful things. Why don't you read those concepts from Shankaran? He talks about delusion and he talks about inner sensations, cores and everything, and families, kingdoms. And then obviously there is another friend who told, this Segal's method तू कभी सुना है? जब भी आपके पास कोई बंदा आके पूछता है, डॉक्टर साहब मुझे जल्दी ठीक करो, मुझे मरना हो, I am dying right now, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या करना है, ये क्या चीज़ है? You have got the rubrics, God damn it. बस इतना ही बोलना चाहिए. Desire light, fear of darkness, हो गया. Desire to be carried rapidly. 3 आ जाते हैं आपको, you will be able to prescribe. Now this is what happens. Somebody said Boger is one of the finest prescribers, and one of my good friends said, ये सब छोड़, पहले बोरिक निकाल, लास्ट में इंडेक्स रहती है, हर एक डिसीज के पीछे 4 या 5 रेमेडीज रहते हैं, सब निकाल दे, do one drop of each of that, and then give. कुछ ना कुछ लगेगा ही ना. Now, when somebody is going through this particular stage, mind you, we are entering into a profession that is almost divine. That Hahnemann has said, you know, God has probably created this wonderful system through me only to help the suffering people so that they will get well and they do not get bad because of the treatment. They will get well not in spite of our treatment. They will get because of our treatment. So when you want to do that, you have to be bloody well careful, isn't it? We are not going to do anything which is stupid. So which school of homeopathy is good for me? Shall I go for Scholten's method? Shall I go for Yakir? Now at that time, mind you, this is not the PPT that I made at that time. I am taking the current scenario into consideration. I had other options at that time. So do you have Scholten's method right now? Speaking of periodic table and a table of plants, then you have Yakir, who will talk about subclasses and superclasses. Then you have Boric, straightforward on the face. Abscess, abdomen, ये दवा दे दो, tonsillitis, ये दवा दे दो, asthma, ये दवा दे दो, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever remedies that you want to choose. My friend says, one of my friend in Hyderabad says, मेरा lucky number 4 है. So I generally add the first 4 remedies under that and then I'll give. And rest, obviously Ram Jane. Then do you have to go for sensation? Or do I have to go for predictive? Or the mind-only method, the Segals? One of the most popular in recent times. You get into very, very itchy mode and then grossly confused. So this is where we call www.confusion.com. We are exactly into that particular stage. Sometimes when you have too many options, when you have too many things to wear, you open the cupboard and you are confused. कौन सा ड्रेस पहनूं मैं? तभी अच्छा लगता ना अगर दो ही. There is so much information overload on the net, off the net, everywhere that you tend to get confused and you don't know how to go forward. कहाँ जाए तो कहाँ जाए? And mind you, you attend any of the seminars of these stalwarts, be it like late Vijay sir, or Shankarans, or even one of my good friend and a very wonderful teacher, Ashok Mohanty, who practices the mind-only method or Segal's method. They will show you tremendous cases. And then you suddenly feel, ye jaan liya na, mera to kaam ho gaya. Then when you come back, you suddenly find that you are not getting the same result anywhere. When we went to sensation method, when we studied with Shekhar, or when we studied with Shankaran, जो भी symptoms वो बंदा sir को बोलते हैं, वो हमें नहीं बोलते. So they come back, students come back and ask, sir वो सब आपको ही बोलते हैं, हमें नहीं बोलते हैं. Now, what to do? This is the stage that we have ended up, right? So what is the way out? There is quite a lot of confusion than clarity. This is the need of the hour. When you are actually going in the path of many, when there are too many options are available, when there are things of human nature, you don't need to study homeopathy or medicine to understand that. You simply need to be a good human being with the proper capability to understand the nature. So similarly, what he means is, in one single word, common sense. As usual, Hahnemann writes very long cryptic sentences for simpler things. Now, let us try to understand this. How do I teach you, or how do I tell you that this journey from confusion to clarity is very easier if you stick to certain principles. If you stick a little bit, when you hold your rudder properly, when you hold your anchor properly, the ship will sail naturally. This I am going to do with a simple case. This is a case from my earlier practice where I had to do this juggling and I had to go through this process. And then finally, when I saw the result, when I saw through the case, it appeared now I can take on with anything, right? So let us look at the case. A case of lumbar disc syndrome, intervertebral disc herniation, they have diagnosed it as, and they said this lady has to be operated. So how did we deal with this case, and what was the confusion? What was the staging that we have done? What is the learning? It's a case of a lady, aged 43, graduate, a housewife. She comes along with her mother, aged 65. I try to shorten the case for brevity, and probably you need to understand that every sentence in this case becomes very, very important. So, ये औरत आई थी, हैदराबाद में एक एरिया है, उसे हम दूध बाउली बोलते हैं. दूध बाउली is like old city of the Hyderabad. And she comes along with her mother. Now mind you, she is not living with her mother. वो अपनी ससुराल में है, माँ अपनी घर में है. So mother lives in Secunderabad. So the distance between these two places is more than 30 kilometers. Now she comes along with the mother and she complains of pain along the left lower limb starting from left gluteal region to left foot since 6 months. Now, severe shooting pain along the left lower limb associated with numbness. Walking and exertion aggravates, lying and sitting ameliorates. सीधी बात है. There is not much. All those straight leg rising tests were done and everything, and she had been to orthopedicians, as is the case with any Hyderabadi. They would first go to an orthopedician, then to Yashoda Hospital, and the Yashoda Hospital people will tell the bill, and then they will come back to us. Excuse me, can you do anything? They are telling that they need around 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh rupees to do the surgery. Now I went through the physical generals: chilly, thirstless, sweat on exertion, moderate appetite, desires and aversions, not very significant. Just like any other homemaker or housewife who is around 40 with 2 kids, 1 kid studying the